Okay, so let's get into this final boss proper now. And I remember this taking quite a considerable amount of time. First time I did it. Principally because of one... Died to that again, really. I remember one really annoying, like, laser beam attack or something. I feel like something like that anyway. I'll know when I see it. Okay, so let's... Still die to that! Really? Okay, fine. I don't think I've actually died to anything else but that at the moment, so... Of course, that's going to change now. Yes, indeed it does during the stint I'm speaking. And I even now died on the very first thing. Hallelujah. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, I need to get good at dodging that. And they also look like they might well go in exactly the same place as well. So if I can just, like, find a safe spot for dealing with that other attack, and there should be somewhere on the floor. There really should be somewhere on the floor. So if we can find that, we might be okay. How about the middle? Okay, middle and then maybe just do a small jump. Alright, that's fine. I can deal with that. Whoa, that was awful. Should not be dying to that. We still haven't come to the tricky bit, incidentally. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to... I feel like trying to describe each like phase or each kind of like attack here is a bit pointless. There's just a variety of... Was that in a different position? Oh, please don't tell me that's different every time. That's going to suck if that's the case. No, that's alright. That's okay as well. That's not going to be... Oh, that is okay. Cool. Blimey. Oh, is this it? Yes, this is it. I absolutely hate this. I'm sort of like trying to stay in the middle and probably just react to various bits and pieces, whether I need to jump or not. Although I'm actually doing... Oh my god, no! I was doing amazingly well until the point where I was saying I was doing amazingly well. Again, at least for me. Because that attack... Seriously? Please? No. That attack was absolutely awful. I just could not see the things like coming soon enough and find a safe spot. Maybe I would end up trying to be on one side of the screen and... Oh, okay, that worked. Wasn't where I intended to be for that, but that actually worked. Although, again, I'm not sure if that's if those are completely scripted or not, or whether they're somewhat random where they go. A lot of this stuff is, so a lot of these projectiles here seem to be... Some of them look like they're going in the same places, but others obviously look like they could be completely at random, really. So, yeah. Just hope for... Wow, that was lucky. I died, because you normally get sent, like, really high up there, but I must have done, like, a really small jump. Dang it! At just that moment, so I basically got no momentum upwards whatsoever. But I just so happened to be in a gap between the things anyway. That was insanely lucky. I didn't make the most of it, but then the chance of me doing it that go were minimal anyway. But, wow, that was so lucky. Like that, you're supposed to go, like, really high up, so you can obviously plan out a safe spot a lot easier. But, oh my goodness me. Right, a few more things and we should be back to the wave. Yes, cool. The middle seems to be okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, I feel I'm much more comfortable with this than however I did it the first go. Okay, that worked. That also works, and that doesn't. But in the middle there would. And I didn't see any more after that. So, if that was the last last one there, we could be done with that attack. If so, I will be delighted because that one still, I feel like, is the one... Well, before the boss started, I would have said so. I almost kind of feel like it's that attack, fun enough, that I just, for whatever reason, cannot get a handle on whatsoever. And that would be even more dreadful if that is somewhat scripted, i.e. that everything is in the same place every single time, because basically once I've found a tactic that works for that, I should be fine. But I'm still like trying to do different things, or I guess maybe obviously I could be on a different area of the platform depending on the move prior to it. It could have forced me in a different position, so there is that obviously possibility. But that attack at the moment just seems to be like one of the worst ones to avoid. Yeah, of all of them, ridiculous. What? Did that clip me on its way through? I genuinely didn't see what hit me there. It didn't look like another attack had started, so I presume I must have just walked into something there. Or maybe it clipped me even though I was stationary because I misjudged the fact I misjudged it wasn't quite a safe spot or something. I don't know. Right, middle for this. I feel like that's a good idea, but again, it doesn't look like it's still completely the same every time. So, I mean, that's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world to avoid still, but since it's the thing that's getting me the most, having that scripted would be lovely. Okay, jump there. Jump there, not there, in there. There, jump, jump. That was fine, that was fine. Middle, yes. Yes, that is the end of it. Okay, obviously we've still got these, but these sort of similar type things coming, but they're not in the waves coming from like the you know, the ground on the bottom of the floor. And oh wow, that looks horrid to avoid. Ugh. But anyway, progress. We got past the bit that I was dreading. That didn't honestly take all that long to get past. And as far as I'm aware, that is completely the same every time. So I'm not going to do it every time because I'll panic and just make a small movement that's wrong every now and then because it's very easy to do. But I'm pleased that it hasn't sort of taken me like an hour to find a sort of strategy, or because I've got an idea of the movements and where I need to be now. So as I say, I'm not going to do this every time because I'm bound to make some small incorrect adjustments like that right on cue. I need to be slightly further on the right hand side for that bit. Okay, yeah, I'm going to make some incorrect adjustments every now and then, but I have a strategy. Let's put it that way. Yeah, honestly, this is just it feels like I'm in the wrong position here, or not necessarily a wrong position, but I'm not where I necessarily wanted to be. It feels like a kind of if it doesn't take too long, it could be kind of a fun kind of fight, fun avoidance. I say, provided it just doesn't drag out. But yeah, what can I say? The music's kind of nice. It's very difficult to sort of talk about individual attacks per se because they're just sort of, well, they come so quickly. In the middle. I nearly screwed that up. Oh no! Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's not much really to say about each individual attack. It's just a variety of projectile types. So sometimes these pointy sort of ones, arrow type ones, spheres, kind of come in. Obviously, it's the same actual attack per se every time. So like a star pattern there. All the time, those projectiles will bounce around and sort of come down. Sometimes they'll sort of like pause a little bit and then zoom and then kind of rush down. Why in God's name did I do that? Yeah, like they'll kind of come out slowly and then kind of like spread out quickly. Yeah. So, but yeah, the attacks themselves is very difficult to sort of like say too much about them, to be honest. Which doesn't bode well because I haven't been probably going that long and I've not got a huge chunk of things left to say. Other than just obviously reacting to my ineptitude as it happens. Yep. Oh no! I need to be either over slightly to the right hand side there, or as I've been doing previously, way further over the left hand side. There was still a really big gap there. A bit, you know, a lot more over on the left hand side there. So obviously I was just clinging to the middle there. Too much. That was just not a good idea. As I say, I feel like, to be honest, that one with the I call it a wave attack. I don't really know what it, if it was probably well, it possibly got. I doubt it has a proper name, but or what most people would call it. But yeah, this one. What am I doing? What? I can't remember how to dodge that now. Do I want to be in the middle? I don't think I want to be exactly in the middle. I think I want to be maybe in the middle and jump, and double jump or something to get some height or something. But I've, honest to goodness, forgotten what I need to do for that. And that's really worrying. Because again, I don't want to start getting in a situation where I end up dying to that countless amount of times. Particularly when I thought I got it nailed down. What? No, wow, really? Maybe that one is still going to be a nightmare in the sense that I just can't. Still quite. It's very. Let me put it one way. It's very awkward for me to, again, completely see where those are going to go. I sort of talked about bouncing projectiles, either earlier this video or last video, depending on how well this or not this has gone. Oh god. I would also, arcing projectiles is also in that category. Okay, so yeah, it's in the middle and then a double, and then it's sort of a double jump. This was to the left, but not a jump. That was a left and then a jump. That one was the jump. That one was, oh, for God's sake, that one was either a bit further over the right hand side. Yeah, that attack is still bloody awkward for me. Arcing projectiles as well. I have a huge problem predicting where they're going to go until it's too late. So, as I say, I would love to be able to just replicate what I'm doing every time on that attack, because, as far as I'm aware, they all go in the exact same spot every time. So, if I can nail down a strategy or a list of moves that I should do to avoid certain things, then we should be fine. But completely getting that down is not always obvious. Middle. And I'm still not quite convinced about what I was doing there. Right, it was the last bit of this, wasn't it? It looked horrible. I sort of want to be on... Okay, that's okay. That was actually okay. That doesn't look okay. Okay, jump many times. So we're into now the final stretch as far as I'm aware. So you want to be reasonably high up, obviously, for this bit, because the projectiles are coming from the floor. Maybe not quite so much now, since they're coming from the ceiling, but... Ding it! And if you can sort of tell from the... Because I'm going to let that play out, the sort of the crescendo from the music. You can probably sort of tell... There's probably not too much left after that. At least I don't remember there being too much after that. So, I feel like we were bloody close there. That was just a, dreadful little last... dreadful hit. That was sucked as well. But that move there actually seemed to be completely different than what I was expecting there. That spiralling one there. They went in a direction that I was just not expecting at all. Yeah, I think I want to be in the middle there and just sort of react to how they move. I think they're reasonably sort of the same, go in the same area, but not quite exactly the same. So I'm hoping I should be able to make small adjustments to that. That's the middle and jump. That's jump. That's jump. Or maybe it's not. That's a small... That is not a small jump. That's just stay on the floor, possibly go a bit further to the right-hand side. Again, I just... Yeah. I have an idea what I need to do for that thing, but I guarantee you next time I will not do exactly what I did the go where I actually got through it, the last go where I got through it. I will do something different. Because I can't seem to replicate exactly the same thing every time, which is silly. Because it's completely scripted. Like there's some... the biggest sort of thing I can go back to is how long it sort of took me to do some of the sort of things on Solgrin, and I want a bit of Boshy. But at the end of the day, when you appreciate that some of them are... the things are pretty much mostly scripted, and if you do the same thing every time, you'll be fine, for the most part. Yes, it took a bloody long time to figure out, but once I got it down, I feel like I've permanently got it down. This, I do not feel like I've permanently got down at all. I think that's pretty evident by now. It's sort of like knowing roughly what I need to do, but not the exact spot I need to be in. How the hell did that not hit me? And I jumped there when I shouldn't have done. How the hell did that not hit me? That might be my best dodge ever. Literally ever in anything. Because that looked like it caught me completely square on the nose. I have no idea how I avoided that. Literally no idea at all. Oh my goodness. Please let that count for something as well. That would be tremendous. I mean, I definitely want to go back and look at that. I always feel like... yeah, that was awful. Although in some ways, funnily enough, I feel like that was almost like just desserts in the sense that I really think I got hit before that go. So, I don't know, something about that would have felt like cheap if I'd succeeded that go. From just a point of view of like, I really think I should have got. I mean, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did just pull off some amazing dodge. But sure as hell bloody looked like I got hit. Oh, why? This is the other thing as well. You end up sort of getting just kind of... As I say, this is what's kind of frustrating about this in the sense that ultimately it's not too long a fight, thankfully, again. But you sort of get to the point where, again, there are like a certain number of moves that kind of are like, okay, these are the ones that are going to cause a problem. But then it's so easy to twitch and mess up on other ones. But it becomes frustrating. Because you're like, well, I don't usually die to that. And it feels ridiculously clumsy. And yeah, it isn't half frustrating. That was not really what I wanted to do. I've no idea why I'm doing that. I've no idea why I'm doing that. But actually, I know completely why I did that, because I went completely off script the time before. Like I said, completely off script. I don't think I'd done anything like that before, but all of a sudden this time around, I was like, oh, I'm going to jump over this one at this point in time. I was completely off script, nothing like I'd done it before, so I was like, well, actually, at this point in time, I'm sort of like a bit lost now in terms of the cycle of what I usually do. So I was, yeah, just kind of couldn't get back to what I wanted to do. That was just so bad. That's fine. Whatever the hell I did here, don't do that again. I jumped there. Admittedly, I still think the arcing things here can be a pain in the bloody neck, and I could, yeah, it can be difficult to see them coming. So it's not like every single time it's like, oh well, I shouldn't die to that. That is still an incredibly annoying phase for me. I sort of kind of thought about it. That was going to be the one at the beginning of the fight, and I think it's probably still proved the case. I don't know if it's the one I have died the most to. Possibly not. I don't know, because it's a reasonable way through. But yeah, this one is still the most difficult one for me, I think. Just in terms of trying to react, or not indeed, to what's going on. Like, don't jump. What? Okay, I had to take a little break in the recording there, just because it was going on for a while. I didn't stop the recording after what I sort of said, having got to this fight initially. I was also going to potentially keep it in one go, or in one video or not, but I didn't stop the recording, so that's ended up going on for quite some time. So I needed to cut that there. So my apologies for that. I should have cut that as at when I started this boss fight, not at that point in time. But oh well. Bleh. Unfortunately, panic is starting to set in now as well. Particularly on that one bloody phase that I continuously keep referring to. Yeah, just... I don't know whether... It honestly felt like that, the one I died to, the last time I got to it. Like, it didn't do that normally. It wasn't where I was expecting it to be. But I'm sure that's not the case, and just, wow, thanks for that. Thanks for that as well. Although I should still have dodged it. Yeah, no, seriously, I just wish I could get a strategy for that. If I could get a strategy for that worked, that I could just do, assuming it is identical every time, that I could just do every time I could churn out, then I would obviously not die to that phase, and I think we'd be done with this reasonably quickly, or not too far from now. But that phase is awful, as is that one. Seriously, that spiral one is just blur as well. Like, sometimes it just seems ridiculously easy, and sometimes it seems ridiculously difficult. And again, that one I'm almost absolutely certain that it's not doing the same thing, the exact same thing. Obviously, the spirals sort of doing the same motion, but it's not going in. They're not going in the same places, the projectiles. So, but yeah, I'm almost adamant that one is not the same every time. So that one's a bit more excusable. This one, if it is the same every time, is far less excusable. Or not excusable at all. Are you joking me? Like, I'm almost like questioning my memory now as well. Like, I swear that I would have stood there before and not died. So, yeah, it's getting. I'm gonna say it's getting ridiculous, but it's not. We're not probably quite there just yet. But we're starting to get there. Ultimately, because it's a move that should be, I think, the same every bloody time. Right, how's this going to go? It's going to go even worse! Okay, that's insane. I just cannot deal with that. My excuse is the arcing projectile is again arcing projectiles, because there's unfortunately a lot in this fight that arcs, which is just why it ends up being quite difficult for me. Because I can't predict quick enough the path that certain projectiles are going to take. Particularly that one with the waves. This one as well just seems to be really annoying. But yeah, God, the wave one. Just even if it's the same thing. Look at that one. Look at that. There is no way I should be dying to that. There's so much space there, but again, it's just a single arcing projectile that I literally couldn't predict where it was going to go ahead of time. That was just awful. There's no way I should be dying to that realistically. That's just completely. Well, I mean, I was going to say completely my fault. Most things here are being completely my fault, but I mean, ultimately how I can not see where that was going to go, I just don't know. But this is now driving me nuts. No! What am I doing? I don't want to jump there. I want to make a movement over to the right-hand side. I just can't remember what to do there. It is silly. It is absolutely silly. It's almost like I need to go back and watch a run or whatever that I was really comfortable with. Admittedly, there aren't many of those where I got past that and just sit down and just look at it and memorise it, because that's just silly. That is just silly. If they weren't arcing, I'd be even more annoyed than what I am at the moment. Admittedly, I'm not that annoyed. It kind of feels like it from my tone of voice and everything like that. But frustrated rather than annoyed. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, this is just. Ugh. Right. Yes. Middle. Okay. I didn't feel completely comfortable with that, I have to say, but I have to say I don't like this attack at all. But we got through it again. Right, can we get to the infinite jump phase? We can. That was a very nasty beginning there, by the way. Okay, at some point in time I forget exactly when I want to move down. Yeah, because this will be far easier to avoid when I'm lower down. Okay, I think we are done. We stay in the middle for that attack, because we've got basically nothing else to do. And we are good. Cool. Unfortunately, that didn't take too long after I actually cut, so I probably could have kept the... I didn't cut any deaths or anything like that, so you saw the full fight there, but it was only about 6 or so minutes after I cut, because I was saying the video was going to get too long, or the audio, the video was going to get too long, just because I've had problems with that when the video's been too big, but anyway, that wasn't overly that bad, actually. I think it probably roughly took about 20... I want to say 20 to 25 minutes or so, and that's not too dreadful, for me at least anyway. So, yay, cool, we're done. Honestly, I think it was patently obvious that wave attack there was the main one that was causing the problems. That spiral one as well, but those two ones consistently got me. The other ones were just clumsiness every now and again kind of thing. But those felt like the only two attacks that sort of were consistently causing me problems. And wouldn't you know it, they're the two ones with quick move. Or actually, the other one I mentioned, the spiral one, there is not even quick. They're just there's a few more of them, and I can't predict them. But the waves come in quickly from either side, down from the low down as well, and from top of the screen, and it goes on. But there's quite a few waves you've got to dodge, and have a nightmare with that attack. Well, maybe not a nightmare, but I certainly did first time around, and it was still clearly the most difficult thing this time around. So, anyway, as I've been talking, we've had obviously the ending cut scene, if you will, kind of play out. So basically, we've got all the stages coming up here. So I've obviously talked way over it, so I'm not going to mention all the ones that sort of pop up here. I have not been paying attention to how many there are as well. Again, I'm feeling there's about 25, 26 or so. So it seems roughly about how many it was. I'm sort of keeping a somewhat of a loose count as I was going through, but yeah. I feel it's like that. It's round about that. It feels a decent length actually as well. Obviously there could be more, there could be less, but I actually feel like it's a decent length game with sort of a lot of good contributions from a lot of the creators. You also see here some like rankings. I think it's possibly as a contest as well. I'm not sure if any prizes or anything for this, or how the votes for this kind of happened. But yeah, looks like Hot Pross got 5th place, Caddy Kude got 4th place, Polaroid got 3rd place, Clazen, no surprise there, got to 2nd place. Although no surprise that it was that high up. But I've already seen my favourite one go well by, so that was long gone. I don't think that was an order. It wasn't like that low down or whatever in the rankings. But anyway, 1st place went to Drivix, and I could see why with that like Candy Ghost, a Candy House one. That was a fun stage as well with the flipping and everything like that. I think did it have a boss to it as well? I think it had a boss to it as well. So that was a fun one. I definitely wouldn't say that was my favourite one of the bunch, but I could see why that was why a lot of people would have liked that one. And here we get to see the 5 bosses and their creators as well. Yeah, the first 4 went by all okay. I think the last one took about as long as the other 4, but yeah, nothing was that dreadful. As I say, if I'm almost adamant the last one wouldn't have taken any more than half an hour, but I feel like it was somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I'll take that. Getting through all the bosses in absolute most, I would say about 50 to 55 minutes or so, and I think slightly shorter. I would have gladly taken that. Yeah, given the length of time it took me to beat first time around. And it's not like I remember a lot of things anyway. I sort of remember bits of the bosses. I mean, some of them I didn't remember at all, frankly. Like the platforming bit at the beginning of the 3rd one. Just didn't remember that. Didn't remember that at all. And there were bits of and phases of things that I no idea. I remember the final boss in terms of obviously not all the moves per se, but the style of the thing and actually the boss itself. But yeah, other than that, the heart actually was a very memorable one because I messed up so much on that. So the 2nd and 4th ones felt like they were probably the 2 easiest for me first time around. I'm not sure that was quite the case this time around. I think it was definitely the 2nd and the 3rd this time around. But yeah, anyway, to have all them done in about 50 minutes or so was considerably better than previous. So there you go. There's my clear time, just over 5 hours, just under 5.5 hours, 846. Probably not fantastic. Well, I know it's not fantastic, but yeah, I guess like I said, I'm not exactly brilliant at these games or whatever. So yeah, it's I still think a lot better, obviously, than first time around. So first time around I did this. So yeah, I'll take that. It seems about right for how long I spent on it. So yeah, the death sort of is fairly incidental. Really, haven't got an idea whether that sort of feels like about how many it was or not. But the time certainly does. I thought somewhere between 5 and 6 hours. So yeah, that seems about right. We can press backspace here, and you can see here the hub world actually. And while we're here, actually, just because otherwise it's going to drive me nuts. So yeah, we obviously have 5 bosses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 stages. Okay. So with two of the last 4 being like my 2 favourites of the whole bunch, and Hot Pross ones being really nice as well. So yeah, it's going into a very strong end there, barring the Zap Monk one. I don't want to pick on that stage again, but I just didn't understand really what was going on there. But anyway, yeah, we're done with under 5.5 hours. Not too bad, at least for me. Yeah, I think I will leave it there. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, this has been I Want to Spook Jam. If I'm correct, then my next project will be another blind game, and I think it's going to be an amazingly fun one. It's going to be sort of like almost, I don't know if direct sequel is quite the right word, but sort of like another game very similar to one that I've also done quite recently, blind, that I absolutely loved. So and also was a very prevalent gimmick that I really like as well from its main state game. So yeah, if that is what's coming up next, really looking forward to that. That one seems to have got amazing reviews. Only been out very recently. It seems to have got like amazing reviews on Vicious Fruit, and I can understand why if it's anywhere near as good as the first one. So yeah, I am really looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably going to come next. If not, then that will definitely be coming at some point in time, because I absolutely want to play that game. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I will leave it there. This has been I want a Spook Jam, and I hope that you'll tune in for my next project. Until then, cheerio.